Princess Charlotte, the Cambridge's middle child, had her first full day of public engagements today. Hello everyone, welcome to Royal News Network. My name is Brittany, and today we're going to be talking about Princess Charlotte at the Commonwealth Games and how she actually spent pretty much a whole day there. She actually went on a royal engagement with her parents to her mother's charity SportsAid, and it was just really amazing to see her kind of as the first Cambridge child that I really feel like went on a full day of engagements solo with her parents. Now, I know we've seen George go out before, but I always feel like it was sporting events. Correct me if I'm wrong. I can't think of one where he kind of has done the same thing Charlotte's done. She spent the whole day with her parents. She was very professional for being just 7 years old, and she was absolutely adorable. So we are going to be talking about that today. But if you guys haven't been here to Royal News Network before, hello, my name is Brittany, and we talk about everything related to royals. So that's news, gossip, fashion, jewelry, television shows, movies, and history. We will do it all right here. So if you want to subscribe, that would be fantastic. And I did hear I got a shout out from Trevor, so thank you so much, Trevor, for this channel. And I got a couple of subscribers floating my way from you, so I appreciate that. Thank you so much. But like I said, today we're going to be talking about Princess Charlotte. Oh my goodness, she is adorable. She's getting so big and so mature. And it was just really, really fantastic to see her out with her parents and doing this engagement. I've actually had a bit of criticism for Catherine and William because they have actually been very kind of restrictive in what their kids can do. Now, granted, part of that was the pandemic for a while, but if you kind of compare them to some of the other European houses, I'm specifically thinking Sweden and Luxembourg, they actually kind of started bringing their children to royal engagements as toddlers. They were little toddlers going out basically on royal engagements. Actually, there is an adorable picture of little baby Charles from Luxembourg, and his parents brought him to Princess Ingrid Alexandra's 18th birthday. She will be the future Queen of Norway, and he is sitting there as a future ruler with the other future rulers who are all they're both like 18, 19, and 20. And he's in his little tux and he's 2. It's so cute. But anyways, I've always wondered kind of why are Catherine and William not bringing their kids to more royal engagements? And I kind of understand that they are quite young, but obviously other European houses do it. So it's kind of like, well, why aren't you, they're doing it. Why don't you do it? Although, to be fair, the Netherlands didn't do it that much. I don't feel like Spain has done it that much either. So I just kind of looked at that and I was just like, but there's, a great opportunity to get people connected to the young Cambridges, and they seem so well behaved. And we really saw a lot of this at the Jubilee. However, today was kind of Charlotte's big day. It was kind of her big debut in so many ways. So George has gone with his parents to Wimbledon. He's gone to solo with them to the big kind of English soccer game that happened, was it Euro 22 that happened last year, or maybe early this year. Now I can't remember exactly, but it was, somewhat within the last year. He went with his parents. And so Charlotte got to do her kind of first big debut. And this was not a short day of engagements. This seemed like a long day of engagements. And she actually went to kind of several different things. So, bravo to Catherine and William for bringing their kids out, and bravo to Charlotte for being so well behaved. Although there were a couple of funny pictures of her. So I think she started to get a little bored and a little finicky at times, but it looks like they had an absolutely fantastic day. And so kind of the first event they went to was swimming. So the Wessexes were there as well. So Catherine and William brought Charlotte in. Apparently she told somebody later that Catherine did, that she really likes the breaststroke, or that was a stroke she was really interested in. And so they watched that for a little bit, and we just got a lot of really cute pictures of the Cambridges, especially one with Charlotte and her eyes really big, like looking at something. And so it just seemed like they had a lot of fun, and then she was hanging out with her parents. And there's this one shot that I love. So it's Charlotte, and she's kind of giving the side eye to these girls who are taking a selfie with her dad, as if to say, that's my dad. Were you taking a picture with my dad? That's my dad. So I just thought that was super adorable of her. She's obviously kind of gotten a bit of a reputation of being a bit spunky and a bit, she kind of keeps her brothers in line, I think. So then after they were done with swimming, they went to the SportsAid House. So this has been a patronage of Catherine since 2013. And so they got out of the car, and so just listen to this little interaction here.
So I think the finals are tonight. So you get some heats in the morning and the finals
No, casi 30 lengths, about 15 minutes pool.
Oh, yeah.
You need quite a lot of stamina for that.
So, you've got and it's very good to see.
Yeah, it's really nice.
It's been quite a time, hasn't
I
it?
know,
Having
such
you
a
in the
time.
family
What an
as well.
amazing move and great chance to shine.
May I introduce my colleagues to you? This is Mike Westcott. Mike is chairman of the SportsAid House.
There's a chair Commonwealth Games.
Hello.
It's me, Charlotte. What's your favourite sport? Oh, good for you. If you enjoyed the English team, you've done quite well.
Well, Cartman's going on the heights.
Yeah, Charlotte spends most of her time upside down, either handstands or curls. You liked the swimming, didn't you? You wanted to see the breaststroke, didn't you?
30 lengths in the pool. 1,500 metre race.
Oh, really?
You need a lot of stamina to get. But they were always saying the pools, you know, the swimmers afterwards, they're just saying the pools being a real success. I think, yeah, they say it's quite amazing venue.
It's one of the poorest wards in the group. Yeah, it's been built from scratch through the pandemic. All the time. John knows the story much better than I do. It's a really good running story.
Well, the unsung heroes is that when COVID started, you don't know what it was like. No one knew how serious it was.
Yeah.
What would happen before COVID, and then you take it back to the family. So
All right, did you catch it? Did you hear what Charlotte's favorite sport is? It is apparently gymnastics, and apparently she was interested in the breaststroke for swimming, which I thought was kind of interesting. And so they also went and spent time with the SportsAid Team of England Futures program. And so they met powerlifters Tom Smith and Lottie McGuinness, both 21. And so Charlotte was there as their parents were chatting with them. I think maybe she said a thing or two as well. You gotta think, guys, she's 7. She's 7 years old. I mean, this is a pretty big thing to meet, you know, adults and talk with them and kind of do an engagement like this for her age. That's quite young. And so I admire her for being able to do this. And apparently, you know, the Cambridges thought that she would handle this with aplomb, and she seemed to do exactly that. But although I have to admit, my favorite moment probably was apparently they have these bikes that can be used basically as blenders. So they're hooked up. And so when you pedal the bike, it blends, you know, what's ever in the blender. And so when they were about to start, and Catherine kind of moved her hands to her ears too, but Charlotte, you know, covered her ears because she was worried about being rather loud. And I just feel for that, because when I was a child, I hated loud noises. I hated them with a fiery passion. And my parents even joked that they, you know, restaurants in the States, I don't know if they do, I don't really think they do this much anymore, probably part because inflation and COVID and everything. But anyways, they used to give kids, it used to be an option to give kids like a balloon, and like, you know, the restaurant people in like total good faith and just kind of, you know, being nice would try to give me a balloon, and I would like scream bloody murder. So yeah, so she enjoyed that with her parents. And so just take a look at this clip real quick.
Seconds, just as quick as you can, and I'll stop you like this. On your marks, get set, go. I'm just going to check the distances. So you've travelled 0.2 of a mile in 20 seconds. So if you just click it there, what was it?
Just click one.
Yeah.
Left one.
Just click it, yeah. 0.17, so
Oh,
he's won it.
done it.
Very good.
All right, and to be fair, an older gentleman was also covering his ears. So apparently it's not just children that would be sensitive to that. But I know me as a kid, and I'm still not a huge fan of fireworks because, again, noise. So they spent some time there, and then they took a picture, and apparently there was something that made them laugh. And so Chris Jackson, who gets the best shots, got an excellent picture of, you know, the Cambridges laughing and Charlotte getting up, which I thought was really cute. If you don't know, Chris's wife, Natasha, actually works for the Cambridges. I think she still does. If she doesn't, they've had 2 children now, so she might have just gone ahead and left their employ. And so she was kind of Catherine's personal assistant, would help her with styling and stuff. So I think Chris sometimes gets the best pictures of them because he actually does know them, I think, to a certain extent, in a more personal way than probably most of the photographers do. So Chris Jackson always gets the best shot of the Cambridges, I feel like, just, you know, pretty consistently. After they were done with that, they watched the action at the University of Birmingham Hockey and Squash Center. As I understand it, I think they were watching field hockey. I'm just getting some of this from people, but I believe they were watching actually field hockey for this event. And obviously for my thumbnail, I chose a picture of Charlotte resting her arms on both of her parents' shoulders, which I thought was utterly adorable. Again, I think it shows how close the Cambridge kids are with their parents, and that's been one of the things that actually changed my perspective on Catherine. So I actually was not a Catherine fan for many, many years. And, you know, because I did kind of, you know, to a certain extent, it took her a while to get her royal career off the ground. I mean, it really did. But it wasn't until after Louis was born that she really, truly blossomed as a royal. She started taking on more things. She started getting more engaged, kind of more, obviously, kind of at the forefront. And part of that was she had just married in, she was taking her time and being slow, and she was raising her kids, and I kind of get that. But, you know, if you've watched the rest of royals throughout Europe, a lot of them are more engaged younger than Catherine and William were. Catherine and William actually had an amazing time to coast, really. They really, really did. I know people say, well, William was working with the air ambulance service, and he was and stuff, but they really lucked out in that they were able to really kind of be very kind of quiet and behind the scenes in the first couple years of their marriage compared to many of their peers. So this is like Crown Princess Victoria and, you know, King Wilhelm Alexander and Queen Letizia, and this was before Letizia was queen, and, you know, Crown Princess Mary, who are kind of their contemporaries, perhaps a little bit older for the most part, but most of the time they are kind of their, you know, around their same ages. And so it was just, they've had this opportunity to take a real steady time growing into their roles, and I think it has really served them well. And Catherine, again, has really, really blossomed as a royal. But at the end of the day, so, you know, they had done all these, you know, great engagements and those sorts of things. They got to go and do what I think probably Charlotte wanted to do all day, which was watch the gymnastics meet. I totally get that. I'm a huge fan of gymnastics. And when it's the Olympics, that's like the only thing I watch is gymnastics. We, you know, did dance as kids. We did a bit of gymnastics too. And, you know, I remember the 1996 Olympics when the Magnificent Seven won in the United States. That was like a huge, huge deal. And I think we went and saw them do, like, they were touring or something. And I'm pretty sure we did that as kids, that we went to and watched them. And that was really, really cool. So it looks like they just had a fantastic time. And perhaps, you know, I know they've said that Charlotte's kind of interested in soccer, but I wonder if she seemed to get even more energetic about the gymnastics. So I wonder, apparently she spends a lot of her time doing cartwheels and trying to do back handsprings. And tip for Charlotte, if you want to do like a back layover, you know, you got to start with stairs, you know, and you get progressively lower on the stairs, and eventually you have the strength to kind of kick your feet all over, not all over, but over your head. You can actually do a back bend and then kick over. So I hope, you know, maybe take that to heart, Charlotte. Who knows? But overall, I think this was a fantastic outing for the Cambridges, and I think this is something they kind of desperately need. So there's been, you know, there's been kind of a couple of scandals with Charles that I find a bit concerning, because I feel like there are elements that are trying to diminish or damage his claim to the throne, basically. And so I think there's been a wonderful opportunity for the Cambridges to really come out. And we've heard in the Tom Bower book that, you know, kind of as Harry and Meghan, the whole thing was disintegrating, they were really looking to rebrand the Cambridges and kind of come out with like a tour de force for them. And I think they've really, really hit the nail on the head. And I think bringing out the kids is going to be a huge part of that going forward. I know COVID kind of pulled things back, and I know for a couple other tours kind of right before COVID hit, so they went to India and Burma, and then they went to Bhutan, India and Bhutan, and then they also went to, you know, Pakistan. Those were tours where they couldn't really bring their children. But I think for the future, I think trying to bring the kids on as many things as you can is going to be really, really huge, because to keep the monarchy is all about, you know, not only seeing who is at the forefront, but it's also connecting the people to the next generation. How can the Cambridges continue to connect the public to their kids? Because if the public is connected to their kids, if they're invested in seeing these kids grow up and inherit royal duties, and, you know, Charlotte wear a tiara, or her becoming the Princess Royal, because that's the title that she will probably be given by her father after Princess Anne passes away, because it usually goes to the firstborn daughter of the king. And so I think, you know, Charlotte will inherit that title one day. And so I think connecting the Cambridge kids to the UK public the best they can and to the rest of the world at large, I think will be a huge part of their PR efforts going forwards. And it really just does put them, I feel like, on such a better footing compared to the Sussexes, who continue to hide their children and people continue to wonder if they exist. So anyways, guys, let me know what you think about this video. Again, I wasn't planning on doing one, but oh, they were so cute today. They were really, really cute. And so I just thought it was a fantastic day to really highlight, I think, the great work Catherine and William are doing in slowly introducing their children to kind of the rest of their lives, which will be royal duties. And I think they'll do a fantastic job at it. You know, Charlotte today was poised, she was polite, she seemed engaged, and that's, you know, at that age, at 7, that's all you can ask for. There were no temper tantrums. And so guys, again, thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye.